Good evening and welcome back to another singing session. I know some of you watching the video will go, that reminds us of the old Rosa of school days. And yes, I used to have a similar feathered haircut back when I was in school. I had grown my hair for nearly a year and it was getting very heavy and very hot. And so I decided it was time for a change. So thanks to my friend Joy, I have been able to lighten the load, as it were, and go back to my old hairstyle. And I'm sure it'll grow. So those of you who don't like the short hair, don't worry, I'll grow it. Hairstyles aside, the song that I have lined up is one that was brought to my memory by my uncle, my mother's elder brother, Uncle Alan. And Uncle Alan has been listening to quite a number of the songs, and he reminded me that there are some beautiful classical pieces. Unfortunately, I am not a trained singer. I'm not a classical singer by any stretch of imagination. And when he reminded me of all these beautiful compositions, I was thrilled to remember them, but it also posed a huge challenge. So, Uncle Alan, I'm going to try and sing it, and I do apologize if I sound terrible and if, of course, I make mistakes with the diction and pronunciation because I'm not very good at German or Latin, and some of the songs that I'm going to try were written originally in those languages. Now, the first song that I'm going to sing, as you can see, the backdrop, all these beautiful books that remind us that children are so important. And the song that Uncle reminded me of was one which was written very long ago, in fact, in 1868 by Johannes Brahms. Now, he called it Wiegenlied or Guten Abend, Gute Nacht. He composed it and referred to it as Opus 49, number 4. The lyrics of the first verse came from a book of German folk poems and songs called Des Kanben Wunderhorn, which was published in 1805. The second verse of the song was written by George Scherer in 1849, and then, of course, Brahms composed the music for it in 1868. You know, this song in English is called Lullaby, and lullabies are so beautiful because they are just ethereal almost in quality. It's a gentle, soft song meant to put a baby to sleep. And they are often referred to as cradle songs because they're so calming and melodious. Women and men down through the ages have been singing lullabies to their children from time immemorial almost. It's not something that is peculiar to any particular culture because babies need to be put to sleep no matter what culture you come from. But the lullabies always had these beautiful notes. The music and the words were always so soothing, and no matter what you did, they always had the same effect, which was to put the baby to sleep. Most of these lullabies were slow in tempo and similar to a mother's heartbeat. And that's what made them so special and so soothing to a child. Now, Brahms' Lullaby is a beautiful piece. It is simple and yet so calming. The story behind it is very interesting. Now, as I said, he composed it in German, and translated in English, it means good evening and good night. It's possibly one of the best known and most easily recognizable lullabies of all time. And Brahms composed it for a very dear friend, Bertha Faber, to commemorate the birth of her second son. Now, interestingly enough, and this is not generally known, but Brahms had a rather sad life growing up. but he was very talented. And right through his life, he had trouble finding love, but ultimately he did in this beautiful woman by the name of Bertha. Unfortunately, because of his bad experiences during his childhood and younger years, he couldn't make that commitment to marry her, and ultimately Bertha married someone else. Years later, Brahms met her again and found her as beautiful as ever, but married to another man with one child and another on the way. And it was at this time that he remembered a song that she used to sing to him when they were friendly. And that song inspired him to write this composition, Lullaby. And the song has always been very special because it just captures the heart of the singer and, of course, soothes any baby who listens to it. I'm not sure how soothing my singing is going to be, but I'm going to try to sing it in the original version. And in English, the words mean good night. May your life be decked with roses, adorned with carnations. Slip under the covers, and tomorrow morning, if God wills, you wake once again. The second verse says, good evening, good night. Little angels watch over you. In a dream, they show you a Christmas tree. Sleep only, blessed and sweet. Sleep, and I'll see you in paradise in your dreams, or something to that effect. And so here goes, Wiegenlied, Guten Abend, good night. Uncle Alan, I hope that you will sing this along with me. And so let's try it again together. Guten Abend, Gute Nacht. Guten Abend, Gute Nacht, mit Rosen bedacht, mit Näglein bestellt. good night, and I hope you go to sleep in sweet dreams. Take care.